y'all. Spideera here, and this is a rank and review for. Well, it's for my ride, but okay, there we go. For my ride. um, okay, so this is a kind of a cute love story type story. Basically, the summation would be that there's a guy who drives motorcycles for a living. You know, kind of like a cab driver, but he's on a motorcycle instead of a cab. And so he's like one of those guys that he picks up passengers, he delivers food. There's a name for it, and I don't know what it is. It's a common thing overseas. They don't really have that in the U.S. that I know of, but I don't know if they're called cab drivers, but that's what we would think of here, like cab driver, food delivery, that kind of thing. Anyway, so he's a fairly young man, you know, probably college age or so. But he's one of those guys who's just really, you know, kind-hearted, good-natured, always looking out for other people, putting the needs of others above his own. He's that kind of guy. Almost to a fault, to where if he doesn't have someone to take care of, he doesn't really know what to do with himself. You know, he's that caught up in that sort of world. So one day, his world falls completely apart. He's kind of in a depression. And so he's just working and working and working in order to avoid having to deal with his issues. And during that time, he picks up a passenger. And the passenger turns out to be somebody who's kind of soft and gentle and just kind of has that personality of, this guy needs my help, you know, like this guy needs protection. He doesn't know anything about the guy. That's just the impression he gets. And so the two of them wind up being friends as the guy keeps coming back to him over and over again for rides to, you know, his and, you know, from his job to home and so forth. So they wind up forming this friendship. And for the most part, that is where the story begins, and that's what the story is about, are the two of them attempting to sort of, you know, kind of, I guess, feel their way around. The guy who's the motorcycle driver, he's for the most part hetero, and never gave any thought to sexual orientation at all. And the other guy is clearly gay, but he's not gay in a way that's outwardly, you know, where when you first meet, you know that he's gay. He doesn't come across that way. He just comes off as a kind of a, you know, sort of clueless, soft-spoken guy. Who later turns out to be a doctor. So I can't say much more about it other than it is a love story in which the two guys are kind of trying to navigate an arena in which neither one of them really expected themselves to be placed in. And so from that standpoint, sadly, there's not a lot I can say that would not be a spoiler for this one. And that's mainly because the whole story kind of evolves around them trying to figure things out more so than them having any real, you know, like a foundation to stand on from the very beginning. You know, the whole thing is these two guys are just kind of thrown into a situation with each other, and then they've got to figure out things from there. So now, what was the ranking on this one? I gave this an 8, mainly because as super cute as the story is, and I do like the story, I've watched it multiple times. The reason it's an 8 rather than a 10 is mainly because of the sex factor. There's no sex between the main characters, and although there is a sex scene between the secondary characters, that scene doesn't really make up for the fact that there's no sex between the main characters. Now, even though normally, you know, sex is not always required, but in a story like this one, given the guys are professionals, given their ages, given everything else that's going on, there should have at least been some sex or an alluding to a sex scene, something to indicate that these guys have now moved their relationship to a different space. Because the way they behave through the whole movie or the whole series, they kind of come across as two innocent young guys who are kind of, playing around with each other. In fact, if you did not know that this was supposed to be a BL, it would come off as a bromance. It's that they have such little chemistry between them until almost the last few episodes that you're not really getting the impression that love is in the air at all. You're getting the impression that these two guys just really randomly care about each other and want the best for each other. And that's as far as it goes. So it is cute. Everything about it does meet the criteria, as in, the production quality is good. The story is good. It's not riveting or exciting, but it is a good story. And so for the most part, that's the only reason it's an 8 out of 10. It's due to the lack of sex. Now, as for the sex scenes that are in it, the guys do a good job with it. It's just that it's the characters that you kind of don't like. I mean, they make you not really like these characters. So therefore, the sex scene by that does not make up for the fact that what you'll want to see between the two main characters doesn't happen. And it does happen between the characters that they've kind of predispositioned for you not to like them. So that's the only real downside. So, and the lack of chemistry. Like I said, they come off as bromance, as friends. And it's not till almost the end that you get that emotional kick in the ass where it's like, oh, okay. So it's more than friends, got it. But there's not enough to make you feel that throughout the story, which is why I'm emphasizing, sex should have happened in order to, even if it was the last 2 episodes, there should have been something to pull all this together. And this one, it just doesn't happen. Now, why do I like it enough to still watch it more than once? And we'll probably watch it again. Is because it is a cute little love story in that it's just cute. The characters are cute. The actors are cute. Their personalities are cute. The things they go through are cute. Everything about this story just falls into the category of cuteness, like massive cuteness. So, if I'm in the mood to watch like a Hello Kitty type rendition where everything is just adorably cute, this is that kind of show. So, just fair warning. Even the facial expressions of the main character is just adorable. He's got dimples and everything. He's just cute. What can you say? Okay, so will you like it? Now, as I already mentioned, there's nothing hardcore. It's not exciting. This is not riveting. This is not one that's going to keep your attention from episode 1 all the way through to the end. In fact, I think I watched this in segments of 3, 1 through 3, then stopped, a week later, watch 4 through 6, that kind of thing. You don't even have to watch the whole thing to get the gist of the story. It's, it's not intriguing. It's not drama filled. It is cute. That's the sum up word for my ride is a cute BL. That would be the summation for it. So, will you like it? That depends. If you like a good little love story, and I mean little, because there's not enough chemistry for me to say it's a wham bam love story. It is a little love story. It's one of those where you watch it, and then, aww. That's how this story goes. So, in that regard, it is a cute little love story. Now, I personally was not a fan of the whole innocent track they took with this, because I get it. Both guys are coming across as virginal. That's not a bad thing. I understand that, even though I do find that a tiny bit irksome when you're talking about adults. However, they can be as innocent as they want through the whole show, and it remains cute. But there needs to be some maturing between the characters, and that really, that part doesn't really happen. They just keep appearing as if they are young-ish, like they don't understand things that most adults would. They do allude to love in an offhand way, and that's also cute. It's borderline romantic. You got the younger guy asking the older guys for advice. All of that is cute. So yeah, I guess with all that in mind, if you like that sort of thing, the cutesy cute stuff, then you'll like this one. If you need drama, hardcore action, compelling storyline, something to keep you on the edge of your seat, guys ripping their clothes off and, getting wet and shaking their hair and all, you're not getting any of that with this. None. So, as a matter of fact, the one scene where I thought, okay, they're finally going to do something that's BL-ish when they get caught in the rain. Yeah, they didn't, it didn't go any further than them being caught in the rain. I'm thinking, okay, so somebody made this for their little teenage girl, I swear, because there's no way in hell that they thought that they were going to get away with that with an adult audience. I'm just saying. But, so will you like it? Maybe. I mean, I like riveting stories and action, adventure, and drama. I like hardcore sex and all that. And yet, I've watched this one multiple times. So I do like it. And so there's a good possibility that you will too. Just keep those things in mind that I've already mentioned. Now, what is it that you need to know about this one? Actually, not a hell of a lot. It's only one season long. There are about 10 episodes that are about 45 minutes each. This is an extremely basic BL. There's nothing that takes, there's nothing in here that will make you think that, well, is it a BL? Is this real? You don't even have to think about it. This is one of those that is basic. The way they ended it is super cute, and just like the rest of it is super cute, so they don't need a second season, and there's not one that I know of. I don't even think there's like a spinoff. And for the most part, it will be rated PG. And maybe 1 or 2 episodes might be PG-13, and that would be more because of the violence than the than adult content. Because I think there's an episode where somebody pulls a gun. Not the main characters. Very little to do with the main story. It's kind of a, okay, it happened over there sort of thing. I said that. Yeah, there's not a lot of action with the main group here. So yeah, that's kind of where we are with this one. I did like it, so you might like it as well. But I'm not pushing. I'm not telling you that this is one for the books and, oh my God, you need to get a copy for your private collection or any of that. No, I would not. I would not go there with this. Okay, so that's about it on that one. As far as I know, it's one to watch. It's just not super exciting. It's still enjoyable. It's a gentle story, and as I said, I'd probably watch it again just because it's cute. But since my opinion might not match yours, if you agree or disagree, please let me and other BL fans know in the comment section. Because after all, if you like it, you'll love it. And if you don't, you won't. This is Spideera, and I'm signing off.